Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today the Houston Astros beat the Seattle Mariners 2-1 in extra innings, 12 innings. The Astros extra innings win that they had the other day was in 10 innings. Well, today this one took 12 innings and the Astros get a dub. I think this was a really impressive win in extra innings because, look, the offense wasn't that great in extra innings. It was mainly pitching that was so locked down in extra innings. You play 3 extra innings and you start every extra inning with a runner on second base and you only score 1 run. And for the pitching to go 3 innings without giving up a single run when all those innings start with a runner on second base. I know the Astros offense didn't do much in those 3 innings, but I think it's really impressive that you only scored 1 run in those 3 innings of extra innings where there is a runner on second base, and you still were able to win the game because of how good the pitching was in those 3 innings. You know, thanks to Ryan Gusto in the 11th inning, Josh Hader in the 10th inning, and Steven Okert in the 12th inning. Shout out to those guys. But really just pitching in the entire game. Pitched 12 innings today and only gave up 5 hits. Pitching has been amazing in this series. Outside of Taylor Scott, really. If you look at it, yesterday the Astros gave up 4 runs. 2 of those were because of Taylor Scott pitching terrible. The one run today that the Mariners scored was because of Taylor Scott pitching terrible. If this series so far, the Mariners have 5 runs. They have a total of, what is it now? 9 hits in this series. That total would be only 2 runs if it wasn't for Taylor Scott. And wait, am I right? Yeah, it'd only be 2 runs if it wasn't for Taylor Scott. And instead of 9 hits in the last 2 games, it'd be 7 hits without Taylor Scott. So he was really the only reason the Astros were in extra innings in the first place, because the Mariners tied it in the 7th inning when he was pitching. But it is what it is because the Astros pitching was amazing outside of him. Everybody else that stepped on the mound today was locked down. 5-6 now after the win for the Astros. How about this? You think this is a slow start for the Astros 5-6 record? So 5-6 record to start off the year. The Astros get their 5th win on the 11th game of the season. How long did it take the Astros last year to get their 5th win of the season? It took the Astros 16 games last year to get their 5th win of the year, and they've already got it 11 games in. And last year, even though it took them 16 games to get 5 wins, still made it to the wild card and postseason. All right, 2-1's final score. 8 hits for the Astros, 5 for the Mariners. 1 error for the Mariners, 0 for the Astros. Want to add in another stat as well. The Astros were, again, not so good at all with runners in scoring position today, and a lot of extra at-bats because of the extra innings. 3 for 15 with runners in scoring position today for the Astros. You thought 3 for 15 is bad? How about the Mariners? 1 for 19 with runners in scoring position today. Win goes to Ryan Gusto. Loss goes to Hahn. Gusto pitched 1 inning, 0 earned runs, 0 strikeouts, 1 walk. The first win of his major league career. How about this? 8 innings so far, only 1 earned run in his career. The one thing I will say I'm a little confused about with Gusto. I'm glad he was out there today, but I was pretty sure that he's going to start in the Los Angeles series. So that's the only weird thing. It's looking like he might start Saturday or Sunday for the Astros. I guess him pitching 1 inning today doesn't really hurt with that. I don't know, because Joe Espada, all indications are that he'll start for the Astros and become a 5th starter for the Astros. And at this point, with the way he's pitched, that's not a bad thing. 8 innings, 1 earned run in his first 8 innings of Major League Baseball. I think he's only given up, he's only given up like 3 hits so far, 2 hits, something like that. But yeah, loss goes to Hahn. His first loss of the year, gave up 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, 2 innings pitched. The hit that he gave up was to Victor Caratini. That's not an earned run charge to him because it was the ghost runner that scored off of that, Brendan Rodgers, due to the extra inning rule. Save goes to Steven Okert, his first of the year. It's the first Astros save this year that is not Josh Hader, and he gets it from pitching the 12th inning. He had 2 strikeouts in that 12th inning, was amazing. Now, I talked about how the Astros were terrible with runners in scoring position today and overall 3 for 15, but those two of those three hits came in huge situations. Cam Smith, with his first RBI and his first extra base hit of his career, comes in the seventh inning when it's a triple to left. Diaz scored. It's 1-0. Then the seventh inning, Riley infield single. Garver scores. It's 1-1. And then this is another at bat with the runners in scoring position. Victor Caratini in the 12th inning single to make it 2-1. How about Victor Caratini? Last year was very clutch for this Astros team in big situations. He continues that this year. Jose Altuve went 1 for 5 today as we go on to the Astros batters today. He reached on an infield single in the 10th inning and was one of the 3 Astros intentionally walked in extra innings in the 12th inning. Isak Paredes went 1 for 5 today, was the first hit for the Astros of 8 hits today and hit a single to center, but outside of that would go on to go 0 for 4 the rest of the day. Dubon would replace him. He was the last at bat of the 10th inning, and which means the next inning in the 11th he would be the runner. And so smartly the Astros bring in Mauricio Dubon as the pinch runner since, Isak is a little bit slower, and Dubon would see one at bat in the 12th inning where he struck out looking. Jordan Alvarez was 1 for 3 today. He walked twice today. One was intentionally walked. He was the second guy of 3 that were intentionally walked in extras. The fourth was just a regular walk, single to right in the 6th inning, and that caps off a 1 for 3 day for Jordan. Christian Walker went 0 for 5 today. First 2 at-bats struck out, then ground out into double play in the 6th inning. First 3 at-bats, his first 3 at-bats were terrible, but the thing I will say about his next 2 at-bats was fly out to center, 8th inning. This was about a 400 feet fly out for Christian Walker. He killed the ball, but just got short of it as Julio Rodriguez made the catch in center field. And then the 11th inning, he had a ground out to pitcher. It was a great ground. Unfortunately, the Astros didn't score any runs in the 11th inning, but with no outs, moved Jordan Alvarez and Mauricio Dubon to run, to scoring position, moved Dubon to third, moved Alvarez to second. So that was a really nice play for Christian Walker. Just unfortunately, the batters after him cannot produce for this Astros team. So I think his last 2 at-bats were productive, but the first 3 were bad. Jeremy Pena went 1 for 4 today, struck out twice, and Chelsea walked in the 11th, and single to center in the 4th inning, 1 for 4 for JP with a walk. Brendan Rodgers went 0 for 5. After, he had a 5 game, no, it was, 5-game hitting streak before today's game. Had the day off yesterday, and he struck out twice today, grounded out to shortstop and the 11th inning double play. Yeah, tough day for Rodgers, but he was killer in the last 5 games before this. Yander Diaz went 0 for 3 today, walked in the 4th inning. He reached base in the 7th inning off of an error, and that was really it. 0 for 3 for Yander Diaz. He continues to struggle. Chas McCormick had a really nice sacrifice that helped the Astros score a run in the 12th inning. So Jas McCormick was the first batter in that 12th inning. He has a sacrifice to pitcher. Rodgers gets to third, and then that's when we see the Victor Caratini at bat next, where he hits the RBI single. So Jas McCormick's sacrifice was huge there. Cam Smith 1 for 3, struck out swinging in the 3rd inning, triple RBI in the 7th inning. They said that was the fastest a Astros player has gotten from home to third since 2000. I want to say it was either 2021 or 2022, they said. So a lot of speed from Cam Smith on that triple. And and then Victor Caratini obviously replaced him in extra innings, struck out in his first at-bat in the 10th inning, then 12th inning. Gave the Astros the go-ahead 12th inning RBI for the Stros. Jake Myers 2 for 5 today. The only guy in this lineup today with multiple hits, single to center, infield single in the 5th inning, flat out twice to right in the 7th and 10th, and struck out looking in the 12th. He's batting .280 now this year after the 2-hit day, and he's on a hitting streak right now because yesterday had 2 hits for the Astros. Yesterday had 1 hit for the Astros. And then it was Sunday, had an extra base hit and 2 or 3 walks. Then Saturday had a double and a walk. So he's been really good offensively recently. All right, let's get to some pitching. Framber Valdez pitched 6 innings today, 2 hits, giving up 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. Honestly, this might have been as good as a start for him as his opening day start. His opening day start, it was 7 innings, giving up 4 hits with 4 or 5 strikeouts, something like that. So didn't go 7 innings, but hits, that's the least amount of hits he's given up this season so far. Only 1 walk given up as well. And his season high in strikeouts was last start against the Giants, but that was a start he gave up 4 earned runs. So, but 8 strikeouts for Framber today, which is the most strikeouts he's had so far this on the season when he has a quality start. It's his second quality start of 3 starts, and the first start was 7 innings with 5 strikeouts. And so today, 6 innings, 8 strikeouts against the Mariners team. Like I talked about, Taylor Scott was horrendous in his work. Pitched the first 2 outs of the 7th inning, gave it 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts. Brian King went 1 1/3, giving up 1 hit, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. So he did a really good job yet to give up an earned run this year. Josh Hader would pitch the 9th and the 10th. He pitched amazing. Now here's the thing: he's not going to be available until the weekend series against the Angels. He has tomorrow off, and then obviously you'll have Thursday off because the team has the day off Thursday. So he'll have a couple days of rest after this. But he had yesterday off as well. But pitched 2 innings. Your saver pitched. Your closer pitched 2 innings on Sunday, pitching 28 pitches. Then off day yesterday, and then today goes out there, pitches another 2 innings, 22 pitches. So 50 pitches in the last 2 outings for your closer. But it was still great work for Josh Hader. Pitched 2 innings with 4 strikeouts in the 2 innings, giving up no hits, no earned runs, no walks. Ryan Gusto, like I talked about, got the win, his first win of his career, and pitched the inning. And I also went over what Steven Okert did since he got the save. It's really it for this Astros 2-1 win. Great win for the Astros to improve to 5-6, 3-2 on the road. Here's the thing I think you'd hope for the Astros tomorrow. Now, you want them to get the win with, Hunter Brown on the mound, get the series win. But with some of the bullpen being, crazy, absolutely crazy, tired right now. Taylor Scott, I would think, is not available tomorrow since he's pitched the last 2 games and has pitched terrible. Brian King, I don't know if he would be available pitching 31 pitches tonight. Josh Hader's not going to be available tomorrow. I would doubt Ryan Gus is going to be available after, knowing the fact that he might be a starter for the Astros in the weekend series against the Angels. I think the hope would be for this Astros team to get a comfortable lead tomorrow. That's something the Astros have not had in any of their wins so far this season, is a comfortable lead. The biggest win the Astros have had is by 3 runs so far. A 1-run win today. We saw on Sunday, Sunday's win was a 2-run win. Then the win on Thursday against the Twins was a 3-run win, which is the highest. That was 5-2. And then the wins against the Mets were by 2 runs and 1 run. So I think the hope for tomorrow would be for this Astros team to get a win, get a lead over 3 runs, which if you're up by over 3 runs in the 9th inning, you don't need Josh Hader. I think that would be the key for this Astros team tomorrow. And your offense, I think, you're in the position, I think, tomorrow to get that first game, where you have a lead over 4 runs, or get a win by over 3 runs, which means get a win by 4 runs, because you have Hunter Brown on the mound, and then you have, for the Mariners, Luis F. Castillo on the mound, who does not have a lot of major league experience. So I think that would be the hope for the Astros tomorrow and get the series win. Let me know your thoughts on this game for the Astros in the comment section, and peace out. Go Astros.